All right, time for a little drop in on some late night round two, start two of our I Napoleon game after we were so rudely ejected from that first game. And that is a total opposite of what happened when we played our first or one and only playthrough of our Mr. President game. But this game had the better of us. But I do think it's kind of unique that we met the extreme criteria of a game ending so soon. All right, well, we're back at it, and we were just starting the game. We've only had 8 cards drawn, and here are the cards that we drew. This one here goes into the discard pile, but we had ourselves a little writing accident, and we had to mandatorily put Murat's card in the discard pile, so we weren't able to use him. That's what the writing accident did, was penalized us a card. This card came up right away, as in our first game. Prussia is now neutral, but and we got a nice little get out of jail free card and obligatory start cards. Now, we did meet the criteria of a campaign with I think it was a 3 roll. And here we are. The campaign is, let's see here. In my early roll as just a general will be at Lyon. And here's the campaign. 1 dime roll modifier in all combat rounds is a +1 for that card. We paid all of our costs. We had 3 administration costs. We had to pay 2. 1 for this card. 1 for this card. And we see here. Oh, that's about it. So that's 2. We will get a +1 die roll modifier in the combat rounds. So that's a +1 here. We will get a +1. We didn't use the second option because we'll have to remove them from play. We want to keep them in play. So a +1 die roll modifier here. It's +2. Ooh. Bonaparte's plans. Another die roll modifier first round of combat, +3. But under campaign modifiers, the enemy attacks. And there you go. -1 in the first round. So it downs us to a -2 or +2. So here we go. We're going for our first campaign battle. And we're doing it with a +2. Anything else to make note of? I don't see. I think you're all caught up. Like I said, we're like 8 cards into the game. And nothing really special's come up. We do have our first campaign. It looks like it might be a +2. It all depends on the die roll modifier. So let's check this out and hope for the best. Now we might want to use the old Napoleon's luck, because this turn will be over here pretty soon. So let's see what we got. +2. It's a 7, 8, 9. Ooh, we'll take that as the big victory. We'll take that. That'll work. So it'll come down here. Ooh, campaign result. Oh, -2 glory, +1 political. So that hurts. I think we came into that with our first game. So -2 glory. So our glory is already at 0. We'll be at 0 again. We get 1 political. So not much for glory. A little bit of political clout. Let me see what we do. I think this one here goes into the discard. Oh, not in discard, I don't think. We'll see here. Only if it's removed from play. I think it'll go flipped on over. They use commanders. And these here go back into strategy and tactics. We'll check that out. We'll be right back. Alright, put these 2 cards back into their spaces. That card is used. This is the out of play pile. Just discarded. This will be reshuffled into this deck. There you go. That is the first campaign. We will now move on to the diplomatic skip First Council, Emperor deck only. First Council, Emperor deck only. And it's really quick. It's like I said, it's a pretty easy game. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sit down here and play this for a while. Sorry to keep so low tone. Just turn up the volume. But we'll let you give a little drop in. Let you know how I do if I fare any better than I did my first game. We'll be back. I just want to make note of that cleanup phase in the very first year that you play. You don't have to reset the administration down to 0, but we ain't looking too good. We got 1 political point, 1 administration point. Starting out weak as Napoleon in our second try. First try, we were just a nobody. Went into obscurity. Didn't even get onto the radar of how we could even grade our game. So, hoping for a little bit better luck this weekend. We are back. All right, so we've gone year number 2. Thing to make note of is right here. We still have this little card. We can't flip him over because we don't have no glory of 5 or more. But it does say here we have 1 administration per year. So let's start our game off for our second turn, our second year as Napoleon. We'll get a little bit of a administrative bonus. All right, checking everything else out. I think we're good to go. There's the income that we get. You can exchange 1 of these for 1 of these, or 3 glory for 1 of these, but you can see that don't come into effect, so we'll be doing that. Ooh, I believe now we're ready for the card action phase. Take a little break. We'll be ready for my second year. First year featured a campaign in Italy. Gave me no glory. A little bit of political clout. That was it. We do have an escape card in case we get arrested like we did in our first game. Alright, there you go. Enemy attack. We got a bad modifier. In any campaign, we'll have to deal with that. Well, our commander card gets flipped up. If we would have used a 2 modifier, we would have removed him from play, but we want to keep him in here. That's a decision we end up making. We'll be back with this more card draw. Game number 2. We'll be back. Card draw track at 1. And we're ready. So we do is our first draw of the year 1794. It's commander. It's always good. Put him in here. Let's just look at his specs, though. 1 administrator to use 1 die roll on any 1 round. No, that's not too bad. I don't know what this loyalty has to do, though. It hasn't come into effect. Maybe it has to come into effect during the Emperor phase or something. But there you go. All right, move it down to 2. And I'm having trouble sometimes. When you get down there, you have to have a certain procedure when to move and when to roll your die. So we'll get that straightened out here. Number 2, another commander. Vermont, check out his specs. Not loyal. That's always something to make note of. +1A to use in any 1 combat round. All right, that's pretty well common. Makes him a pretty common leader. Our 3rd card draw of the year. Piedmont Expedition. Okay, this is something we have to do. Must immediately resolve an expedition with no supporting commanders. Roll a die. There you go. We need a 6 through 10. High die roll. Let you read that. Yeah, let's check this on out. Let's have fun with this. Let's enjoy it. I like this painting. Oh, look at this. If I can get it. There you go. A little bit better. We'll try the zoom feature. Alright, we got some. Well, of course, my pointer's not here. What we seeing? People here. Guess the battle's going along a hill. Little town. Can't make out. I think I see better through the camera lens. Little town in the background. So there you go. Little Piedmont expedition happens. This is my second. It isn't even a campaign. It's just a little expedition. So roll a dice and it'll tell me everything I need to know. Get this warmed up for my dog so we don't freak out with the initial. Looking for a very Failure, no effect. Well, that'll work. And it says here 1796 or. Ooh, do we get rid of it? Huh. I think that does say discard. Let me find out real quick. Be right back. Alright, well, this is what we're seeing. Oh, when played icon, then removed by. Oh, you're right. Alright, Napoleon are removed from the game after they are played. So there you go, Piedmont. I guess you can only have one expedition. So I'll flip this face down. It's my remove from the game pile. Alright, that is that. No effect, we lost. Everything was good. You know what? Nah, we'll save it. We'll save it. I was maybe going to re-roll that. Alright, next. Card draw 4. Draw a card. Oh, now this one will have something going on here. This topographical bureau will have an effect on this one right here in my strategy and tactics. As here. Place face down strategy and tactics during the commander setup is which we did. Turn face up by the topographical bureau card. Number 52. There you go. That'll come into effect with our campaigns. We just gained the maneuver, sir. Diverties, deroute. Alright, let's read the effect. +1 political. Flip the maneuver, yep, card face up, then remove this card from play. So political goes up, we'll take that. That was a good card. Remove from play. Alright, down to 5. Coming on up my second year. Interesting, this is all very interesting. Anzor to the, advisor to the Turks. This is a good, I've seen this card before. Place 9 Napoleon immediately gain 5 glory. Once in this card, all campaign modifiers. Alright. I may place an I Napoleon. All campaign modifiers. Oh, discard all campaigns and modifiers. It'll only be 1 card. Draw and place non-campaign card, but do not play any cards other than first fall. Oh, we gotta read this. If I want to play this, I will play this. There's I don't want to turn down 5 glory, 1 political. So we will head off to Turkey to be an advisor to the Turks. This will be an ongoing effect. Put this in the I Napoleon. All right. I gotta read that card, but let me gain my 5 glory and 1 political. Yep, 5 glory, 1 political. So it gives us our first glory, going over and advising the Turks, and 1 political. There's always diplomatic, administrative, political, and glory. We're going to read the bottom of this card. We'll be right back. Alright, this is pretty important because, as I said, we are off to Turkey to advise the Turks, so any one of these cards are not going to have effect. And here's what it says. Draw and place non-campaign cards as normal, but do not play any of them, other than Russ Bier's Fall, card number 29. If in play at the beginning of 1794, which this wasn't, we -1 administrative and remove this card from play, so we won't, but we will put this up here. There you go. Now, anything that's a non-campaign card, we do not play. Going down to 6. Don't play it. Oh, 1796 or, yeah, we'll put it here. And we roll a die. Die roll. One or less. We go to campaign. There's nothing here on the board, but we'll see what goes on. 1 or less. 7. Draw another card. If it's anything but a campaign, we put it away because we are advising the Turks. Corsica Expedition. I think we ignore that. Well, let me press pause or take a break here. Not a campaign card. Goes into here. Roll a die. Looking for a 1 to 2. good. Down to 8. Draw a card. Artillery Toulon campaign. So our next campaign will be in Toulon. There you go, that's that. Roll a die, looking for a 1 to 3. And we go to the campaign. 5. Oh, good. Go down to 9. Our 9th card draw. We ignore anything but a campaign. Immediate effect. Alright, no good. That's pretty good, though. So there you go. This goes over here. We will roll for a 1 to 4. And we go to campaign. 9. No. Go down to the next card draw. Enemy guns, campaign modifier. No good. We put that in there. Rolling for a 1 to 5. And we go to campaign. In Toulon. Or Toulon. 7. No. Draw us down to the 11th card. D6. No, because we're in Turkey. Advising the Turks. 1 to 6. We get a campaign. Let's see if we can do this a little bit. Yeah, that's a lot better. Alright, a 6. So we go to a campaign. We will be breaking out our campaign map. Alright, campaign resolution phase. Alright, we're good to go. Let me make sure we read our card here. Oh, campaign. But do not play. Okay, draw and place. Not give me a foot. Other than. Do not play any cards. Oh. Draw and place non-campaign cards as normal. But do not play any cards other than Ross Pierre's. What does that mean? Let me check this out real quick and interpret the card. Alright, luckily there is card play clarification. And it says here, if you choose to play this card, place it in the Napoleon box. Discard any cards currently in the campaign or campaign modifiers. So Toulon. There you go. Now here's the point. Was this picked before or after this card? We'll have to check that out. I'll be back. Alright. This was pulled after this card was played, after watching the video replay. So this will go into the discard pile. We don't play it because it says here. Ooh. It is placed is in a not campaign card. Hold on. During card action phase, you handle a newly drawn card if it is placed, and not a campaign card. Play it normally, blah, blah, blah. Even if mandatory, do not play it. If it is campaign card, which that just was, discard it. We're there. Alright, so then we're all good. This gets discarded too, because if you play that card, any card in the campaign or campaign modifier, and even though I just dropped it, modifier. Oops, nope, wrong one. Modifier. So we get to discard the modifier also. We are in Turkey, advising the Turks. Alright. So then, let me see here. Let me find out where we're at. We'll be right back. Alright then, card draw has stopped. Because we went to a campaign and those certain criteria because the box is empty. So we'll go ahead and stop. This card is still in play. And we'll go over here to the campaign segments. Alright. If the campaign box is empty, which it is, and Spanish ulcer is not active, discard all campaign modifiers and proceed to the diplomatic phase. So campaign modifiers is empty. We proceed to the diplomatic phase, which only comes into effect for First Council and Emperor deck. Domestic politics, also First Council and Emperor deck. So we're now here to the cleanup phase. That's how that works. We're on it. Alright, what did we gain? We gained a little bit of glory. But you want to look here now, though, towards the end of this card. Ooh, oh, we'll go back to, hold on a second. Alright. This is an I Napoleon box. Additionally, if advisor to Turk is an I Napoleon box, you may not play any cards during the existing card play segment, which is fine. If this card is in the I Napoleon box during the year setup phase, which is coming up, of 1794. Oh, year setup phase. Oh, nope. It'll be the year setup phase of 1795. We'll find that out. But if it's 1794, we -1 and remove the card. This is the cost of Napoleon returning to France. That way it might be in effect. I think we might get away with that one, though. Because I think it's going to, we'll see what we do first. We move that marker first and we get away with it. Be right back. Okay, the card clears it up. If in play at the beginning of 1794, -1 and remove this card from play. So, ooh, it doesn't meet that criteria. But we have used the card, so we're going to discard it. This card here will get discarded. And we're on the cleanup phase. That's how you do that. We're on it, having a great time. I'll be right back, take a little break. Alright, now this really comes into effect. Now this one here, we kind of get, but turn face up at the end of any campaign. We didn't have any campaigns. We just skipped that because we were advising the Turks, so it kind of kills us. We'll get that coming up in the next turn. Alright, so anyway. Ooh, Napoleon's luck we never used. Oh, administration and diplomacy. Diplomacy's already at 0. Administration back to 0. You gotta remember to spend that if you can. And get some kind of benefits, because we're wasting it. It's going to 0 every time. Alright, next, clean that phase. Alright, first year, that's the exception. It's not our first year no more. End game check. So, not the end of the game. We're going up here to year setup phase 6.0. There you go. Advance the turn marker. So we're going into 1795. We're still here. Got some new cards coming on in next turn. Ooh, resource points. We get us a +1. We need a +2. At the end of our next campaign, if our glory is still at 5 or more, we'll flip this card over. But till then, only 1 administrative point per year. That's a bite. Alright, other than that, we can exchange, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do any of that. 3 glory for 1 administrative, no thanks. 1 administrative for another political, no thanks. So that is it. Ooh. Card deck phase. Let's look and see if there's any cards that need to be removed. It's 1795. And we'll be back. Alright, 1 card meets the criteria of 1795. We'll yank this one out of the deck. Infantry Vandy. It's a campaign. But I guess if it didn't happen, historically the time has passed, so history, or infantry Vandy goes into the discard pile. Discards face down, redraw, or out of play pile, discard, title deck, draw deck, or title card, draw deck. Alright, let's see here. Card deck phase, let's see if we can add any. 1795, nope, but we got some cards coming in next year. And it tells you here on the deal, on the board. So let's see here. Ooh, card action phase. Ooh, card deck phase. Remove, add, year, error exchange, conditional entry, placed cards on entry, blah blah blah. Ooh, final step is prepare a deck, draw deck for the current year, perform regardless. Ooh, you know what we didn't do last time? Oh, do we put that in there? It's a prepare a draw deck for the current year, perform regardless from new cards or add to discard pile. Wow. We didn't do that last time. Put those in there. Then for a new card action phase. So there you go. We should put that draw deck in there last turn. It's one thing we didn't do. So there you go. We're in there now. We got a lot of shuffling to do. Be right back. All right. Well, that there little augment or forgetting about adding those cards in might have had an effect on why that last game ended so soon. We'll remember that now. But yeah, every card deck phase, and I think I did. I'm pretty sure we might have, but we might have forgot towards the end. I'll have to look at that video again, but that might be something you want to look into. Is why that game ended so prematurely. Is why this card deck ended so. Seems like it feeds it in, but we could be wrong. All right. Anyway, we're good to go here. Card action phase. Pulling our new cards for $17.95. We're all set. We're all excited. And we're going to commence play. See what we can do. We're doing it right. Making sure we got it all right. Oop, we forgot to put that back. All right, check this out. We'll be right back.